more focused to the banking technology kind of things, and you be at the intersection of academics and industry. That was the mandate more or less given to us. See, that's what actually IDRBT has been trying to do, to be at the intersection of the academics and the industry. By industry we mean both the banking industry and also IT industry. So all these three things put together, how we will be able to bring them together is what we have been doing for the last several years. One of the things is that IFTAS, it's a company promoted by IDRBT, this has been formed, and the services are actually slowly getting transferred to IFTAS. The company's CEO has been appointed. I think Mr. Nandakumar Palani, he is the CEO of our new company, he has been appointed, and slowly the activities relating to Infinite and SFMS have been transferred, and the cloud is becoming one of the important things that are taking place. And 2-3 new items are that centralized services, if any, for the banks which are done through a cloud, they can be considered to be taken. Urban cooperative banks, CBS is also onto the cloud that can be taken. And one important thing is, some of the payment banks, including Postal Bank, some discussions are going on between IFTAS and those banks, whether the payment services, common services can be delivered through the IFTAS. So IFTAS has been formed, services have been transferred. The focus of the institute remains on the academics and the research. As far as the academics is concerned, we should say that we are working with research scholars, the research scholars of various institutes. For quite some time we are getting PhD students from University of Hyderabad. This year, sir, we got memorandum of understanding with 2 of the premier institutes in the country. One is NIT Warangal, another is NIT Tiruchirappalli. So we are getting students from those places also. So it becomes more broad-based and different skill sets we are able to get. That is one thing. Then we organize international conferences. We have started 2 years back. Last year conference was on fuzzy and neural computing. And this year, which is going to be held in January 2017, is going to be on distributed computing and networking. I should say this is truly international because the current one is being held in Singapore, the previous one was held in Hong Kong, and we are getting it to the India, this particular conference, which is on cloud computing and networking. So that is going to be held in January 2017. We organize doctoral colloquiums where PhD students come and present their work, and there will be a lot of discussions and debates going on during those colloquiums. The number of students coming is increasing and the quality is also improving. Then we have started special courses, certificate programs, especially in cyber security, and we have also started a postgraduate diploma in banking technology. These all to work with academics, where we work with many institutes outside, many universities in the country also, and try to deliver what is very important. Then we focus on research. In the research area, we have got research centers, already set up some research centers. We have got research centers in analytics, cyber security, mobile banking and open sources. In fact, the open sources center, which was actually launched by Dr. Raghuram Rajan when he came last time, is actually working towards even some of the Hadoop kind of things which can be implemented in banks. And one of the recent things is we are working with the Reserve Bank of India itself about the data warehouse to make it into a Hadoop oriented, say open source kind of thing as far as the data warehouse is concerned. We also started IDRBT staff paper series. That is, one was the mobile banking we did in September 2015. Recently we came up with payment systems staff papers. In these staff papers, the research work that is going on IDRBT in that particular area is compiled and given into 3-4 important articles. And the next one we are keeping is on cloud computing, to be brought in January 2017, coinciding with our international conference. And another interesting thing that started is we are actually we are getting some patents also for the work that we are giving, more in terms of academic way, not in terms of commercialization, but more as an academic work. And the first patent we have filed is for zero-day malware detection. It's a very important thing. Zero-day malware is an important thing. For the detection algorithm was down and the patenting is done. And the second one, again equally important, is how do you have a secure authentication on cloud, an equally important kind of thing, on which also a patent has been just being filed. I mean, our faculty do a lot of research work, and many of them published in high impact factor journals, and we are also working with many institutions. So this is a kind of research work that takes place. And as far as the banks are concerned, we work a lot with banks. We have got a CIO forum, Chief Information Officers Forum. We have a Chief Information Security Officer program. We do DR drills, I mean not DR, but we do security drills for the banks. So all these activities we do whenever we deal with the banks also. Just to highlight some of the recent activities, we have conducted a Banks App contest, and we also conducted a RBI sponsored payment system innovation contest. In the same auditorium, we could see a lot of new activities being done across the country, brought and showcased to the Reserve Bank of India and to the banks. So these can be taken further. So these are some of the initiations where we said intersection between academics and into the industry. We try to bring the work that is happening outside and present it to the banks. So banks can, some of these activities can be taken up further. We also have a small bank tech museum. I request those of you who have time can just walk across and see. And it is a beginning that we have made to showcase how the technology in the banking has evolved, and also show some of the new things that are there, including a 3D printer that is there, and more important, tap and transfer cash, those kind of things also we have made. The two important things that I just wanted to flag as a part of the Gyan Sangam, which is what is the retreat of public sector banks, CMDs, chiefs. There are two important areas identified. One was on cyber security, another is on analytics. We are working closely with the IBA and also Vijaya Bank about preparing an approach paper how analytics can be used by the banks. And the second thing is a cyber security checklist. Now, cyber security has become very, very important. So for the use of the banks, we have prepared a cyber security checklist. Interestingly, the cyber security checklist was discussed in detail by the CEO forum, which had meetings yesterday and today also. And this checklist is what later we will request our deputy governor to release, so that the banks can start using it for various purposes for which it's intended. So these are the activities, some of the recent activities. And coming to the awards, because these awards are actually a very lengthy process is there. We request banks to give feedback, and some categories there, groups are there. All done under the eminent jury. This time the chairperson for the eminent jury is Mrs. Usha Thorat. Unfortunately, she is not able to be present today. Then we have Mr. Mohan Tangsade, who is the CEO of the IBA. Then Professor Shivakumar, Professor Jaju, Shantanupal, Rajesh Doshi. Some of them are available here. So this is a jury that guides us, and we have a knowledge partner, Deloitte, who will work along with us in finalizing this list and doing all that thing. And as sequel, I mean, as end result of this is, of course, the awards, which all of us are present here to take note of what it is. But incidentally, we also bring out a report. This report has got two parts. This part one is actually we have added from last year. We request the banking community to contribute what they think is important in banking technology. So we have articles in that report from IBA, IIBF, and Mr. Tangsale and Dr. Mishra, and also from various banks. So this is a part one of the report. Part two is present status, which comes out of the feedback that is received from the banks, what actually are the things happening. And the second thing is future trends. So this report, it's actually evolving from last 1 or 2 years into a report that can be referred by the banks to know what is the banks and other stakeholders also as what is that they can look for in banking technology. So this report we will request later Dr. Raghuram Rajan to release this report so that it can be used by many people much later also. This is roughly what we wanted to present to you, that these are the activities that are going in IDRBT. We work with academic institutions both within the country and outside the country. We work with banks, we work with various stakeholders, we work with institutions like NPCI to ensure that the banking technology, that the type of research, the type of academics, the type of training that we do is going to be very useful to the banking community. And these awards is one such activity which we have been doing for quite some time. These awards will help us in knowing where each bank is. In fact, it's not necessarily the award winner himself, but the others also will get to know where we are, how the others are doing, and this is a place where a lot of information sharing can be done about the adoption of banking technology. I once again welcome you all to IDRBT and to this Banking Technology Excellence Award function. Welcome you all.